looks like we've got another letter from the good old United States.
Oh Lord, not that Yank you've become pen pals with.
I'm not pen pals, dear. I'm just helping the girl out a little. Is that so wrong?
No, I suppose not. Oh, that big heart of yours. It'll be the death of us.
I'm sure you're right, but can you blame me? This is such a big house. It would be nice to have a bit of company for a short time. Besides, she seems like such a lovely girl from your letters. Very polite.
For an American.
And being an American, it would be nice to hear some updates as well.
Honey, is that what this is about? Please, we've talked about this and...
I know, but it's no big deal, really.
She's from Boston!
That's where her address is.
Bloody hell, fine.
Thank you, dear.
Don't look at me with that innocent, cute face of yours.
What, this one?
Yes, that one. You're still on thin ice.
I'll be sure to tread lightly.
I'm sure. Oh God, Boston. What if she's a criminal? Or Irish? Sorry. You know how I get worried about strangers.
I was a stranger once.
And a strange one at that.
Oh, shush. Besides, as I've said, she's a journalist.
If you're sure, I think I just need a bit of time to be okay with it.
Crap, what is the date today?
March 6th. Why?
Well, you might need to become okay with it quickly, as she's coming today.
Today? What do you mean, today?
I mean, this letter says she's expecting to arrive today. Oh Lord, how did this happen? I thought we had a few more weeks to prepare. I mean, the last letter said she wouldn't head off for a month.
I love you, but you need to think about the date she sends it, not the date it arrives. It takes 2 weeks for letters to get here from America.
2 weeks? How does it take that long?
The Atlantic Ocean.
Oh. I guess that does make sense.
Honey.
It's fine. We've got this. Look, we don't know exactly when she'll arrive. She could even be delayed by a day or two. Sure, the guest room is a bit of a mess, but I can sort that out quickly. If she arrives, you can stall and pretend we've been expecting her this whole time.
Wonderful idea, but she'll soon see through the ruse when the rest of the family have no idea who she is. Honey, for God's sake, March 6th! The whole family is arriving this evening to celebrate your birthday tomorrow.
Oh, thank God I won't have to get any birthday presents for myself. I'd be awfully upset with myself for forgetting. Are you upset with me?
No, dear. Exasperated, maybe, but not upset. We'll handle this yank, and worst case scenario is they'll all scare her off.
That does sound quite likely, doesn't it? Well, best case scenario, she arrives last, and we can, as a family, all keep up the ruse.
I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Hello, Mr. Mill, I believe, and Hope.
That's me, Miss Thompson, I presume. Please, come in, come in. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Oh, please, call me Chaz. Everyone else does.
Chaz, what an unusual thing to name your child. Is it one of those American idiosyncrasies I've heard so much about?
Oh, this is my wife, Elizabeth.
It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Meet you both, even.
As it's lovely to meet you, Chaz. Here, let me take your bags.
My parents actually called me Chastity. I'm afraid. It's a bit of an old-fashioned name, so I tend to shorten it.
That makes more sense. Still, 26 and unmarried. Seems like the name suits you quite well.
Oh! Yeah, of course, I am waiting till marriage. Because because that is something that other people do. This is a lovely house, ma'am. Real beauty, and in such a pretty part of the countryside.
Thank you. We do our best to keep it in a nice condition. Can't imagine you've seen many country houses in the big city.
Oh, no, ma'am. First time being anywhere like this.
Boston, was it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not Irish, are you? It's a perfectly innocent question.
No Irish in me, I'm afraid. I am a pure New Englander. as we're known. In fact, my family can trace itself all the way back to the Mayflower.
You're Puritans.
I think we prefer the term Congregationalists.
Oh, I can't keep up with all this politically correct terminology.
It doesn't matter what denomination Chaz is, she's our guest.
Oh, I know. I'm very open-minded. Just know you're lucky to stay with such a liberal family. For the average close-minded Brit, you Puritans are only slightly better than those papists.
Catholics?
How so?
Well, I know it's a long time ago now, dear, but you lot did kill our king.
Oh, yeah. That did happen. And we do it again! Well, it is lucky that I am in such liberal company. So, Thomas!
Oh, please, no need to be so formal. Call me Mel.
Mel? Not a fan of Thomas, then?
Not really.
Oh, well, fair enough. Mel, thank you so much for letting me stay here. Honestly, without your hospitality, this trip would have been quite impossible.
Oh, pish posh, please. We're happy to have you here.
I know, but I am in your debt, so if there is anything I can do to help, please just let me know.
Careful what services you offer. It turns out we were already hosting, and I'm sure you don't want to be dragged into taking care of everyone else.
Everyone else?
Oh, yes, it seems that I got a bit mixed up with the dates. Turns out the whole family will be staying during your visit.
Oh, well, I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, no, there aren't that many of us.
We have 2 sons and 2 daughters. All are married.
They're visiting for my birthday tomorrow. Aren't they sweet?
Oh, happy birthday!
It's not today, it's tomorrow.
I know.
Anyway, you'll be fine. They're good kids.
Not kids anymore, though.
Oh, yes, that's right. They've all grown up now.
Always happens faster than you'd expect.
Yeah.
Again, sorry if this is an inconvenience. Just remember, they don't bite.
Most of them.
Most of them?
That's just a little joke.
A jest.
Okay, well, do you think I could just have a moment? I wasn't expecting such a gathering.
Of course, take as long as you need. As long as that time is very quick.
Oh, Papa, it's so
It's wonderful to see you too. Those funny hugs may have to end soon. I'm not as strong as I once was.
Oh, such modesty. You're still the strongest man in the entire world. I'd go as far to say, you could take down 10 men without a scratch. May they be glad you keep that hidden behind your kind heart.
Don't talk such nonsense, Dylan.
Oh, Mother, is that you? The world has been so cruel out there without your Sunday roasts. I've been so neglected.
Which is why I showed you the recipe.
And I've slowly been developing the skill. How does it feel to know I know the secret to your powers? Destined to become the Alpha Mother. Right. Oh, and who's this? You guys didn't get a third, did you, you old dogs?
Don't be silly, you'll scare her off.
This is Chaz. She's staying at the house for a little bit.
It's a pleasure, madame.
Oh, it is nice to meet you.
My, Yank, how fun!
Dylan.
Now, how on earth did a Yank end up in a place like this?
Boat.
I like her. Mother, father, of your third. She makes me laugh.
Just host it, Chaz, as a little favour.
Which I am very grateful for. I'm working on a story which should hopefully be very interesting to my newspaper, the Massachusetts Independent.
Incredible! I'm an exalted company. Maybe. I've never heard of it.
Oh, well, it's the biggest newspaper in Boston.
Which is?
The biggest city in Massachusetts.
And that's?
One of the most important states on the East Coast.
Oh?
America.
Wonderful. Well, that about catches me up. So you're a journalist. It means you can answer my queries honestly.
Oh, well, most people don't equate journalism with honesty these days. But yes, I'd like to think so.
And an American. Tell me, the Statue of Liberty, is it real?
Is it real?
Don't avoid the question yet.
Yes, it is real.
Why?
I'm sorry, why is it real?
Yes, it's an important question.
All right, you've had your fun. Nice lady alone. Go and put your things in your room.
Papa, why must you get in the way when I'm making friendships and connections?
Dylan.
Fine, fine, mercy. I relent and obey your commands, great father of mine. Nice to meet you.
Well, your son seems nice.
Pay him no mind, dear. He likes to play these kinds of games with new people.
He's a very good kid, though. He'll calm down once he thinks he's got all the confused reactions out of you.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Thank you.
Oh, it's all girl at the moment. Heather, it's so wonderful to see you.
Good to see you too, Papa. I was beginning to miss this old place.
Heather, come give your old mother a hug.
Patience, Mother. As if I would ignore you.
I've missed you dearly.
And I you.
Oh, is that a new necklace? A gift from an admirer. Have you finally found a gentleman to make an honest woman out of you?
I'm sorry to disappoint, but this was a gift from Lady Whitehall.
Oh, that young widow you met in London.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope you're not taking advantage of a lonely woman's kindness.
Oh, hush, Mother. I assure you, the relationship is based purely on mutual affection. Oh, and who's this? You two didn't get a third now, did you?
Hi, my name is Chaz. I am staying with your parents for a little bit.
Pleasure to meet you.
Heather, I have no idea what kind of etiquette you picked up in London, but that is not the proper way for a lady to introduce herself to another lady.
Come now, dear. You've got no idea of how these youngsters interact anymore.
Yes, it is completely fine.
See, dear?
All right. Oh, the stresses of having a modern daughter.
Oh, Miss Crosby's stress is never my intention. But speaking of modern daughters, I passed Sally in the cab I got to. She, seemingly, decided to walk.
Oh, that's wonderful she's also coming. She should be here any moment then.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Look what the metaphorical cat dragged in.
I see you actually had the guts to show up.
Oh, I have guts. Lots of guts, in fact. Also, all my other internal organs. They're all there, and they're all accounted for.
It's great to see you. You're doing well, in fact. Sorry if you wouldn't survive without your big sis looking out for you.
Yes, how could I possibly survive without your constant teasing?
Oh, hush you. You miss me, really.
Maybe a little bit. But don't go telling anyone. It'll ruin my reputation as a stoic and serious man.
A reputation that definitely exists.
Definitely.
Well, it's safe with me.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that must be Sally. Sally, it's wonderful to see you.
Good to see you too.
Well, come in, it's cold outside. You know, if you wanted any money for a cab, I would have been more than happy.
No, I wanted to walk. A healthy body leads to a healthy mind. Besides, it helps me clear my thoughts.
Sally dear, come give your mother a hug.
Right away, Mother. It's very good to see you. I assume you got my last letter?
I did indeed. We should do something to celebrate your new teaching position at the university.
Wait, you're a lecturer? That's incredible.
Who are you?
Oh, I am.
This is Chaz.
Yeah.
She's a journalist and staying with us for a little.
Ah, well, it's nice to meet you. She isn't Mother and the old man's third, is she?
Apparently not.
You're American.
Boston, born and raised.
I have connections to the university there. They have a women's college that the one I work at was modelled on.
Sally is doing the good work of teaching the next generation of women in Bristol.
Yes, well, just the young ladies at the moment. The boys don't take very well from instruction from a woman yet. I fear for their mothers.
Still lecturing at a university as a woman, it's very impressive.
Yes, we're all so proud of our big sis. She's a real superstar in our eyes. Thank you, Heather. Your opinion is very important to me. She gives me a rough around the edges, but she warms up to people if you give her enough time. No, I don't. It can take a while. I'm going to take my belongings to my room now.
But Sally, you haven't given your darling little brother a hug yet.
I haven't. Anyway, I'll see you all soon.
I'll come with you. Dylan was just about to bring her things to my room.
I was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the things I do for this family.
You're at liberty to do
That's a yes. Come, bellboy. You must earn your keep.
But mistress, I'm just a humble poor boy. My thin arms can only carry so much.
Silence! Or I'll be put on the bad gruel again.
No, not the bad room. Anything but that.
We do this in silence, please.
Well, you have a lively family.
That we certainly do.
It's nice though. Wouldn't want things to get boring around here.
That's a fair point. You have two very different daughters. I mean, it's crazy how two people raised under the same conditions can turn out so different.
Yes, it's quite a puzzle.
Don't worry, dear. I'll get it. You've been on your feet long enough.
Hello, Mother. It's wonderful to see you.
It's wonderful to see you too. Have you been staying safe? Have you been eating well?
Yes, I've been taking care of myself, don't you worry. Now, where's the old man?
Just sitting down, Isaac. Come over here so I can get a good look at you.
I look exactly the same as the last time you saw me.
So you say, but I can always notice the differences.
Oh. Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Hi, I'm Chaz. You're Isaac. Isaac Mill.
Captain Isaac Mill, to be precise.
Please, Mother, no need to be so formal. You may call me Isaac.
Will do. You don't seem at all surprised with me being here.
Well, you're not the first Yank I've ever met. Besides, I knew it was only a matter of time before the old man and Mother got a third. That was an attempt at a joke. Did I do all right?
Dylan's rubbing off on you. Dangerous.
Speaking of, am I the first one home?
Quite the opposite, actually. Everyone's just putting their things in their rooms.
Good to hear. So, Chaz, what brings you to our little place in the middle of nowhere?
Chaz is just staying with us for a little bit. She's here for work-related reasons, so I volunteered to spare bed.
Work?
I'm a journalist.
Huh. What's a journalist hoping to find in a place like this? Well!
If it isn't 𝗵𝗫_𝗁𝗁 taking a break from saving the world to visit us civilians.
Now, Dylan, stuff like that's not good for my modesty.
Oh, come here, you big bore!
Fine. Easy there.
Come, tell me about your latest adventures in the faraway lands. I need some new inspiration for my next novel.
Won't be much to say. I've been stationed in Edinburgh since you last saw me.
Edinburgh. Tell me the natives.
Scots.
Are they friendly?
No.
Hello, Isaac.
Hello. Glad to see you could make it.
Thought I might as well.
It's good to see you.
Likewise. I wanted to congratulate you on your new position in Edinburgh.
Thank you. I also heard about your lecturing position. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Doesn't it weird you out when family are way too affectionate with each other?
Have they always been this cold?
This is the Arabian desert compared to how they used to be.
Oh, Isaac. Glad to see you can make it.
Hello. Good to see you're doing well.
They're a whole other can of worms.
Well, come on everyone, take a seat. My legs aren't what they used to be and I want to see you all.
Should I go? This seems like a family.
Oh, nonsense. While you are a guest, we want you to feel welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you all here with me. It's so good to know that, even after all this time, you've come to see me out of your own free will.
Let us speak for ourselves. I'm here to see Chaz. She's the only thing holding this damn family together.
Don't be such a cheek, Dylan. You've only just met Chaz.
And what an impact she's already made. I can't even remember life without Chaz.
Dylan.
Okay, sorry, Mother.
Speaking of Chaz, not to be too forward, but have we met before? You keep looking at me like you know me.
Isaac, please, don't interrogate the girl.
We've talked about you forgetting your manners. You know, this attitude is the reason I don't have grandkids yet.
I'm being serious.
Isaac, please.
No. He's right. I'm sorry for staring, Isaac. It's strange putting a face to a name.
You've
heard of Isaac before?
Yes, I've read a lot about him actually.
Read about me. I'm sorry. Who are you? What sort of journalist did you say you were?
Specifically, an investigative journalist.
Who have you brought into this house?
Isaac isn't under some kind of investigation, is he?
Now listen, Chaz. I've been very generous letting you stay here, but if you're planning on using that to hurt Isaac, I will have to ask you to leave.
Oh, please, that's not it at all. That's not my intention. And by the looks of things, Isaac looks completely fine.
By the looks of things?
Oh.
What are you even saying?
Isaac, please. No, he's right. What are you saying?
Things are getting a little heated. Can we cool the tension down a bit?
Yes, that could be achieved if Chaz would explain herself.
I'd quite like that as well.
1879, the Jacob Gray case. I have read pretty much everything there is about it by now. You were the prime suspect, Isaac. Although I'd never seen what you looked like. It was before newspapers had photographs.
Why do you know about that case?
It was famous in Boston, even if it was before my time. Jacob Gray was a Boston businessman, as you all know. It's where he racked up all of his debts. Look, I'm sorry, Thomas. I didn't want to take advantage of you and your kindness and lie to you, but I thought if you knew what I was really researching, you'd turn me away. Jacob lived here with all of you for 2 years, and so you all have known him quite well. I just wanted to ease you into...
What is it exactly that you're looking into?
Him? Jacob Gray. I want to know what he was like.
What he was like?
You're not interested in the case at all?
God, no. It's a 22-year-old cold case. We know everything there is to know about it by now. You were the only real suspect, Isaac, and with your alibi, the most likely case is that it was some random mugging turned violent. I mean, we'll likely never know the perpetrators, even if they're still alive.
That was the jury's consensus as well.
Look, I was asked to take this case. My client wants closure on Jacob Gray. With no new evidence forthcoming, I thought it would be best to get to know what he was like. He lived here with you while he was hiding from the people he was in debt to. I just wanted to ask what you all remembered about him.
That's really all you're here for?
Well, yes.
Oh, well, that's anticlimactic. Considering how tense you made the room, I was sure it would be something dramatic.
Or at least something that would involve me. Couldn't have picked a case after I was born.
Look, I know it's silly. I mean, it's been 22 years. I guess I just didn't want to come across too strongly.
Yeah, I could see how you could very easily make that impression.
Who was it that wanted you to look into this?
Dearest.
Betty. Her name is Betty. She's actually, and I didn't know this until recently, she is actually Jacob Gray's daughter.
Daughter?
Bullshit.
I'm sorry.
I said that's bullshit. I would have known. We would have known if Jacob had a daughter.
He's off her, Isaac. Mother!
No, I also want to know what you're talking about.
Calm, everyone, please. Chaz, what do you mean by daughter?
He apparently didn't know. He'd spent nights with her mom just before he had to flee. She found out she was expecting not long after. They were both Irish, the mother and Jacob, so Catholic. I mean, it should have been a shotgun wedding situation, but with all of Jacob's debts, the family thought that if they were found out, the debt collectors would come after them. Her mom didn't even tell her until very recently.
Oh Lord, that poor girl. And her mother too. They must have gone through so much.
Yeah, they've been through some tricky times. But Betty turned out to be a stellar gal. She got herself an education and all that good stuff. Her and I are actually good friends.
And she wants to know what happened.
Kind of. Her mom told her that despite all of his flaws, Jacob was actually a really nice guy. I think she just wants to get a glimpse of that. Wants to know what her dad was actually like.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Please, Chaz, I would love to help. Everyone here needs to go and unpack their things, and while they're doing that, I can tell you everything I know about Jacob Gray.
Really? You'll really do that? Oh, thank you so much. I'll just go and grab my notepad. I will be back in just a moment.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Listen,
Honestly, thank you so much for this, Mel. I really did think this was going to be a whole ordeal. Hey, Mel? Oh, God.
Oh, wow. That is hilarious, Jonathan. Honestly, if you decide to quit the force, you would make an excellent comedian. What?
Yeah.
You're not joking? That actually happens? Oh my God, oh, I'm so sorry. But is your wife okay? Dead. Right. But what about everyone else? Surely they're... No? Whole bus full of people all dead. Oh, God. Well, at least your kids are... No, they were on the bus. You did mention that earlier in your joke. Actual story that really happened to you. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. That is a terrible thing to happen. You're right, Peter. Yeah. I best get going. You know that creepy old place by the woods? Thomas Mill. That was it. Well, he's dead now. Yeah. Fell over on his fire poker. I mean, he was old, but still, it's a terrible way to go. They've asked me to head on down, keep my eye on things. Yeah, everyone's pretty sure it was an accident, but better to be safe than sorry. I suppose if we assumed that everything that looked like an accident was an accident, then people would try to make murders look like accidents. It's a scary thought. Here's the thing though, right? Because if it was a murder, then that means the murderer must still be in the house with everyone else, yeah? Better to have me there to keep my eye on things until we're sure that everything is cosy. Still though, I'm a little bit nervous. I've never been around people that rich before. What if I say something stupid? What if I make a tit of myself? No, you're right. Thanks, Peter. I've got this. I am a social chameleon. So, Mrs. Mill, Elizabeth. It's a lovely house. Very large. I feel like I could easily get lost here. Do you ever get lost here? Thanks again for the tea.
Hey, listen, can I talk to you?
Sure.
Alone?
Oh, right. But there are other people here.
Then come with me to where other people ain't.
Oh, but isn't that a bit rude? I don't want to make things awkward.
Oh, I think it's a little late for that.
Please, Constable Tim, you're excused.
Fantastic. You know, I was looking for an excuse to take a little look about the place.
It'll just take a moment of your time.
Oh,
Constable Tim, was it?
that's me. It's on me badge and everything.
May I ask how long it is that you have been a police officer?
Oh, well, it must have been 2, maybe 3. That's it. 3 months now.
3 months? That long?
I'm sorry, you're right. I only got the job back in December.
It's March. That was 4 months ago.
Oh, nice. I'm really flying through it.
Listen, could I just speak to a more experienced officer?
Well, hold on a minute, because I may be new, but don't go thinking that I just miss things, right? Why is one of Mrs. Mill's daughters an American?
I am not a member of the family. I am a journalist.
Really? Am I getting interviewed? Am I going to be in the paper?
No! Please, could I just speak to a more experienced officer?
Afraid not, no. You'd have to make the hour's walk or give him a phone call.
Christ, I don't have that kind of time.
Well, if it was so important, why didn't you mention it to them earlier?
Yeah, well, I didn't realise it earlier.
Didn't realise what?
Look, I know I am just some random American who happened to be here, but do you ever think that everything happens for a reason?
Well, yeah. Why would someone do something if they didn't have a reason for it?
No, that... Look, I am actually a very good investigative journalist. I mean, I have gone over many cases in my time. You know, someone else wouldn't have noticed what I did, but I noticed it.
Notice what?
There was too much blood.
Oh, are you feeling woozy? Do you need to lie down?
No, there was too much blood for the cause of the death. A poker stab should have clogged up most of the wound. We should have only seen a dribble of blood, but it was everywhere.
So what?
Well, the police haven't noticed it yet, but I bet they soon will. This is a murder investigation.
What? How? Well, you think they stabbed themselves and then poured their blood over Mr. Mill?
I'm sorry, how would that make any sense?
None of this makes any sense.
No, it does. You just need to think about it. Look, if the poker isn't clogging up the wound, what does that mean the wound is? It means that the wound is bigger than the poker. Therefore, someone must have made the wound with something else and then put the poker in to make it look like it was an accident.
Oh, hey, that's crazy.
Well, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Well, how would you know what a stabbed body looks like?
Believe me, I've seen many in my time.
Well, then you should go to the station and tell them.
There isn't enough time. Right now, the murderer could be covering their tracks. You need to start the investigation now.
But I've got no idea what I'm doing. I only started the job 3 months ago.
4 months, Tim.
I can't lead an investigation. I've never even seen one.
Oh, then I'll do it.
I'm sorry, what?
No, think about it. You may not know what an investigation looks like, but I do. I've seen many. In fact, I could just tell you what you need to do, and you can pretend to know exactly what you're doing.
I do spend an awful lot of time pretending to know exactly what I'm doing.
Exactly. You see, you're perfect. Everything does happen for a reason.
But won't people think it's weird that you're helping me out?
We will just say that you have recruited civilian expertise. I mean, they know I'm a journalist.
Is that something the police do?
No, but they don't need to know that.
Oh, I'm not sure about all this. But you know, Grandad Paul used to say that women have delusional episodes. Maybe this is one of them. Do you think that's it?
No, Tim, I am not having an episode.
Drat. I was worried that would be the case. Okay, fine.
Great, so you can start the investigation.
I don't technically have the authority to do that.
Again, something that no one needs to know. Everyone! Constable Tim would like to make an announcement.
I'm not sure I can just lie to them.
Trust me, you've got this. I have complete confidence.
Jazz! Okay. I thought, personally, that this was the best time to tell you all that we will be conducting a murder investigation.
Oh God, what a shock.
Are you serious?
Well, I mean, yes, I am super serious. We will be conducting a serious murder investigation.
And why didn't you say anything before?
I did want to cause a panic. Yes, yeah. I'm letting you know now, as it turns out that Chaz has some skills that will be very useful to me, so she'll be helping me from now on.
Do the police often recruit random civilians to help with what, I'll be honest, sounds like classified information?
It's more common than you'd think.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like everyone knows exactly what's happening. That has been explained perfectly, and we have all come to terms with the situation.
Hold on.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry. I know this is a difficult time, but I need to have a look through Thomas's things. Did he have an office?
Mother, I must protest.
Down the corridor, third door on the right. It's fine, Sally, leave them be.
Oh, don't worry though. It's still very likely this was all just an accident.
Yeah. I'm going to light them.
Anyone else dislike this American getting overly involved?
She has a name.
And what a name! Chaz! So exotic. I wonder if it's short for something.
Chastity.
Relax! I'm not aroused by the name.
No, I believe the name is short for chastity.
Ah, and here I thought you were going to start commanding chastity at us if we had an inappropriate thought.
If only something so simple would work.
Well, I think that yelling chastity at people would increase your chances of achieving it.
I'm being serious. Does anyone else think it's odd that the only person who's a stranger here is also the only one who's not a suspect?
I certainly wouldn't want to rule her out.
It makes sense, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, if this was, God forbid, a murder, then how could she have hidden the murder weapon? She doesn't know this house at all.
Well, then she must have used the poker then.
Ah, yes. I could tell from the moment I laid eyes on her that this short and unthreatening look was all an act to cover up someone who had clearly been trained in the Spartan ways of pike warfare.
If it wasn't. You know what you're implying.
What I'm implying, and I imply with the intent to formally state, is that this really was just an accident. A scenario I think we can all agree is most likely. Come on, guys. We all loved Papa. Everyone did, in fact. Does anyone here really think that one of us would have a reason for killing him? Let's just keep calm until we know for sure what's going on.
He's right. There's no need to jump to conclusions about this.
Agreed.
Hello? Yes, that's me. Uh-huh. Oh, all right. Yes. Will do. Goodbye.
Don't suppose it was the wrong number, then?
It was the police. Father was murdered.
What? That's insane! How could they possibly know that?
It was the wound. Apparently he'd been stabbed with a knife before the poker. They think the murderer was trying to avoid suspicion. Can't be sure, but it's enough to investigate.
Well, if they can tell that, they might be able to match the wound to a specific weapon. Tell them who did it.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys remember last Christmas when Papa gave us all those identical matching daggers?
That could make things tricky.
Now, come on, guys. None of us would have killed Pa. Be serious. We all loved him. Come on, listen to me. No, don't just go. Heather, do you think one of of us killed Pa?
I don't know what to think, if I'm honest. This whole situation's crazy. I can't really wrap my head around it.
Neither can I. It's a very serious adult situation.
Dylan?
I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Dylan? You're 20.
Oh God, so old. My teeth are falling apart.
Oh,
What was that steery grandma doing?
I can't stand this bit. You're right, though. We do need to keep positive. At least until we know what's going on. Looking for something, officer?
Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there. I'm looking for clues.
And what clues, may I ask, do you expect to find under the sofa cushions?
Useful ones, I hope. There's always something down the side of a sofa and you've got no idea how it got there. Besides, remember the expression? Always search for the unexpected.
No, I believe it's always expect the unexpected.
No, can't be. How can you both expect and not expect something?
You're probably right, officer. Good luck with the search.
Found anything?
Oh, yeah. Essentially, no. No, sorry. What about you?
Oh, it's honestly annoying how much useless stuff he kept in that office. He kept a bunch of old diaries in storage. I mean, he must have thought he'd have future biographers or something.
But nothing useful then.
Well, it's not exactly case-related. But I think I found a picture of Jacob Gray.
Oh, that old Irish guy that got murdered.
You've heard of him?
Yeah, well, nobody gets murdered around here, so it was a big deal. Yeah, my grandpa Paul told me all about him.
Do you recognise him?
No, he was in the ground before my time, I'm afraid. Still, though, he does look familiar.
I know what you mean. Not quite what I imagined.
Hell of a stare on him. It's like he's glaring right through you.
I found it with a rosary cross.
The rose? Sorry,
They must have been close if Thomas was praying by a picture of Jacob.
A rosary cross?
It is a cross with beads, you idiot.
Never seen one before.
Catholics use them mostly, so it would be weird that Thomas was praying with it.
Maybe it's Jacob's. Could make sense that he's keeping it.
Perhaps. Look, we need to start interviewing the siblings.
Oh, great! Interrogation time. Okay, nice. You can be the good cop, and I'll be the cool and hard bad cop.
Don't ever say hard like that again. Besides, we don't have time for that. We'll be splitting up. You can interview Sally, and I will interview Isaac.
Great! Okay. Wait a minute. Is Sally the creepy one?
Is she? Yes, she's the creepy one.
Oh, but no. Can't I interview the silly kid?
That's Dylan. I am interviewing the military guy.
Oh, I don't like either of those options.
They're not options. Look, there are just some things that I need to ask Isaac face to face. Okay, I have been making notes on questions that I want to ask the entire family. Just ask Sally these and note down exactly what she says.
Nice, a cheat sheet. Wait a minute. There's a bunch of questions about that Jacob Gray guy on here. You want me to ask them as well?
Oh, if you could. I don't know, I just have the feeling that the cases are connected somehow.
You're the boss? Wait a minute. No, you're not. I'm the man. I'm the police officer. That makes me in charge.
Do you want me to take my
No, sorry. I'll go ask Sally these questions now.
Good. Isaac, this should only take a moment. Through here, please.
You seem to be running this investigation like a well-oiled machine. You'd have made a good drill sergeant.
I don't think I quite have the aptitude for that. I'm not exactly intimidating.
I often find a pretty face can hide a lot.
Well, yes, but sometimes people who are just dumb and kind are in fact just dumb and kind.
Oh, I'm not sure about this. You know, my ma would think terribly of me going into a woman's room that I'm not engaged to.
Just sit down, Constable. This is your job, remember?
No, this is all so new to me. Are all women's rooms so bare and devoid of decoration?
Well, mine is. As for the majority of other women, I'm afraid I wouldn't know. You'd have to ask an expert on that, like my sister.
Okay, I am just gonna cut straight to the chase. Your relationship with your father, what was it like?
My relationship with my father. You really are treating me as a suspect, aren't you?
I assure you it is nothing personal. Everyone is a suspect.
Except for you.
Well, I'm the one trying to figure out who killed Thomas. I already know I didn't do it.
So you say. Well, you saw us all interact. Didn't that give you an idea of our relationship?
Yes, but I am more interested in when you were younger. Your childhood and teenage years.
My childhood. You know that was quite a bit before this murder.
Chaz is... we're interested in why you and Isaac are so much more successful than your younger siblings.
Have you ever heard of natural aptitude?
Oh, okay.
No, stop. There's more to it than that.
My father. He had some curious ideas of how you should raise a child. He was one of those extreme liberal progressives who believed in the almost unlimited improvability of a person through education.
He put us through rigorous education from an early age, homeschooled in the classics and natural sciences. Isaac could speak Greek by the time he was 9. I managed it by 8.
Sally and I are living testaments to the fact that he was definitely onto something. While our talents are obvious, the scars are less visible.
It was a difficult education then.
Difficult, yes, but that wasn't normally the problem. Father's education was scientifically perfect. If results weren't forthcoming, you must have been misbehaving, and we all know misbehaving requires punishment.
No one's perfect. We all know you can't construct a thing with no flaws. But my father did get quite rather carried away. And yes, he could get quite angry if my brother or I didn't live up to his plan.
Must have been very hard on a young girl.
I overcame it. I thrived, in fact. Isaac less so. The pressure never eased as he got older. I think by the time he was 18, he was just about ready to explode. I do miss it, in a way.
Why?
Ironically, it was the pressure. My father always pushed me to be better. He was never satisfied with how far I'd come. Others are amazed I've made it this far. It's friendly, yes, but I find it patronising.
So, why didn't this scientific education work for all 4 of you?
It may have. Luckily, the younger two never had to experience it. The great experiment ended for everyone once I turned 18.
Why did it stop?
I like to think I had a large part in it. Once I reached 18 and was ready to leave the nest, I made it known to my father how much I resented everything he'd put me through. I'll spare you the details of how forceful I was in letting him know, but it seemed to have an effect. Though it was probably something else entirely that made him reevaluate everything.
The murder of Jacob Gray.
It was a big shock. Made us all realise how quickly you could lose someone. I suppose father must have decided to actually spend time with his children instead of torturing them.
I would like to ask you about the day that Jacob Gray died.
Don't you think it's inappropriate to use your position to further your story? We've all been through a lot.
I know, but I must insist. I really do think it's relevant.
And I think you're wasting both of our time, but I relent.
What was Jacob Gray like?
Jacob Gray. Wow, this is the first day in years I've heard that name.
Do you even remember the guy?
Of course. The man was a mess. His mind was all over the place.
Well, you knew about his past. Huge debts to people in Boston you probably shouldn't be borrowing money from in the first place. When you knew him like I did, that didn't come as a surprise.
But you knew him well then.
Being homeschooled, I suppose the old man was the closest thing I had to a friend. Sure, his devil-may-care attitude may have got him into trouble a few times, but it was fun. And that was something my teenage years have been severely lacking until then.
Why did your father take him in?
I think he felt some responsibility for what happened. They'd worked together in Boston, and while Jacob would be the first to admit that their failures were his fault, I think father never viewed his hands as completely clean. He was quite a moralist, if you can believe it. Always pay your debts, he'd say to me. Never run away from your mistakes.
Well, it sounds like he was a man with a strict moral code. Was he religious at all?
Very. God-fearing Anglican, if ever there was one. I suppose that's where I get it from.
You wear a cross necklace. Oh, so you do. Are you religious at all?
Father was keen I exceeded both intellectually and spiritually.
So are Dylan and Heather as faithful as you and Sally?
I wish. Father's worship was always very private. He never went to church. Hated even leaving the grounds if he could help it. It would make sense that after something like this, his faith would become more personal as well.
Do you remember the investigation at all?
Of course. Well, I was only 11, so I'm not sure how accurate those memories are, but it was a very confusing time for me. Formative, I believe, is the right word.
And this one's been underlined, so Chaz thinks it's important. Did the police ever ask you about what happened?
No, I don't believe the police ever asked me anything. I was just an 11-year-old girl, after all, what would I know?
And did the closeness you had with the case affect your career at all? I mean, the army might not want a murder suspect in their ranks.
I was found innocent, remember. Just being a suspect isn't something people tend to hold against you.
Well, it can be if they think you actually did it.
Guess that means people didn't. I've always found myself in demand.
No effect on your career, then.
If anything, I could have used it as a sob story if I'd wanted one. Young prodigy whose mentor tragically died.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
You just called him your mentor? But from what you've just been saying to me, that does not sound like the kind of relationship the two of you had.
Well, I guess I thought of him as a mentor.
And what on earth could debt-ridden, directionless Jacob Gray teach you?
What could Jacob Gray teach me? I don't know what you think you know about the man, but maybe he taught me something more important than any of the skills Father Dearest beat into me. Maybe he taught me that I'm actually worth something. He could have even shown me that I'm my own person, who can make my own decisions, and matters more than just what I added to the world. And sure, that's no impressive skill I could use to make the family proud, but it was just what that scared 18-year-old kid needed to hear. Who the fuck are you? Actually, who are you? A couple of hours ago, everything in my life was fine. And now suddenly you've shown up, and I've lost one of the most important people in my life, and you're running around asking questions? What the fuck is this? I am done answering your questions, and as a courtesy, I will give you the friendly advice to get out of here and leave us alone.
You should probably go and see what all the commotion is about, Constable.
Chaz! Is everything all right?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I'm fine. Really, it's just not exactly nice being yelled at like that. It was a bit of a shock.
If you're sure.
100%. Come on, we've got work to do. Can I see your notes?
I see that you've made quite an impression on my son. Should I expect to hear wedding bells anytime soon?
Elizabeth, ma'am, I'm sorry for all the commotion. How are you holding up?
I'd rather not get into all of that. I'm myself enough to tell you to get a hold of yourself, though. I hate people crying in my home.
Hey, Sorry, you have way more to cry about than I do today.
Indeed, and I shan't allow anyone to cry more than me. Keep in mind that doesn't give you much wiggle room.
May I ask how it is that you keep such composure in times like this?
You'll understand once you become a mother. Your emotions take second place behind theirs. And that includes having to hide how you're really feeling sometimes.
Well, my mother made her emotions painfully known. Maybe it's because she thought that lying was a deadly sin.
There are worse sins than a little white lie, such as how I'm pretending Dylan is actually helping me cheer up and not making the situation worse.
Mother, where did you go? You haven't even finished the game yet. Oh, perfect, all players. Now tell me, am I from a place you could consider backwards?
Oh, that is a very good question. No, of course not.
Dylan, I really need to talk to Elizabeth. Do you think you could go?
Oh, okay, sure. Is there anything you need, Mother?
Thank you, dear, but I should be fine for now.
Great, I'll go make you a cup of tea.
We did a good job raising a boy with a good heart, though I wish we'd given him a bit more direction.
I heard you had a very different parenting game plan with the first two.
Ah, yes. Thomas's scientific education. I never had much of a say over the matter. It gave me 2 very successful children, but children also need love and care, something they severely lacked back then.
When did the change happen? I mean, was it a conscious decision?
It must have been, though I couldn't pinpoint when it happened.
And has it been a successful change?
Yes, for the most part. Though I do worry about our youngest 2 a lot. Dylan is an extravagant boy, but he's a talented writer. Just a bit more focus and he'd be fine. He does his best to hide it, but there's more to that boy than he lets on.
And Heather?
Oh, that girl fills me with worry. I know she has a good heart, but I'm beginning to believe she's become some kind of scam artist. We don't have much money to give her, but she lives a high life in London through gifts from rich widows. I can't quite get my head around it.
Now that is interesting. Maybe she's had run-ins with the law before.
Don't say such a thing, Constable. I've raised my daughter better than that. She would never do anything illegal.
Sorry, ma'am.
You should be. My children may be foolish at times, but they're not idiots.
Sorry, that was me. Do we have a spare kettle?
He knows he keeps a spare one in the cupboard after we broke the last one.
Tim, could you go and check on Dylan for me, please?
Ignore what I'm saying about those 2. Nothing but the ramblings of a worried mother.
Of course.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, yes, actually, there is something I have been wanting to ask you since I got here, actually.
You've had something to ask since then?
Well, yes. Maybe. Perhaps comment on is more accurate?
Is it a polite comment?
Well...
Then maybe you should keep it to yourself. We must keep a good front after all.
And I have. It's just that...
Wait. Oh God, I know what this is about.
Well then...
Don't say it. I can't bear it.
Please, ma'am. The flower pot.
Oh God, you noticed it as soon as you walked in.
I mean, how could I not? It's
tacky! Yes, I know, it's bloody tacky! Excuse my language.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
But you thought it. Don't lie to me.
It is out of place.
Very out of place. It throws off the feeling of the whole living room. It's like this contained visual racket that's taunting me.
Well then, if you hate it so much, why don't you just get rid of it?
Oh dear, how can I not let it be here? You see, I have, for the longest time now, always had a final say on how the house looked. Everything else here is by my design. But when my husband kicked through the door holding that disgrace. Oh, if you could have seen his face. Not to be dramatic, but we all suffer for those we love.
I guess. I am so truly sorry, Elizabeth.
Thank you, dear.
Oh, sorry. Hope I'm not interrupting.
No, I think we're done here. Thank you for your time.
Do you think it was me, Chastity? Do you think I was the one who killed him?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not. If it was you, I would very much like to know how you did it.
How? Don't we know how?
Well, yes. Stabbed with a knife and then made to look like he fell on the poker. But I would want to know how you, an old woman, no offense, could manhandle him like that. I mean, the poker was right through his heart. Maneuvering a grown man like that, it's no easy task. It's enough to rule out either Sally or Heather. Unless I'm very off with the method of the murder, I don't think it could have been you.
Well, I hope you figure out another way for it to have happened then.
Well, yes, but that means that...
None of my children would have killed him. They just wouldn't. I still think you should seriously consider the fact that this could have been an accident.
I have seriously considered it.
And,
I seriously doubt it.
if you insist, I can only wish you speed in your investigation.
Thank you.
She's a bit intimidating, don't you think?
More confusing, if anything. I mean, she was really pushing for it to be an accident.
Maybe she knows who the real killer is, but she doesn't want to get them in trouble. Motherly love and all that.
That does make sense. I mean, she does seem like someone who would do anything to keep her child away from the gallows.
Can you really blame a mother for that?
No, I guess not.
Oh, hello. Is it my time with the detective yet? I'm feeling left out.
Heather! Yes, we can conduct your interview. Now, please take a seat. I mean, only if you'd like, that is.
I definitely would like.
Also, neither of us are detectives. Chaz isn't even a part of the police.
Oh. Well, then I guess this will just have to be an innocent chat between two girls.
And an officer of the law.
Oh, so, where to start?
You can start wherever you'd like. We can take it slow, if that's what you prefer.
Oh, I've done this before.
Oh, that's good. I'm an experienced house then.
So, your older siblings are very distinguished in their field, famous even, but you haven't mentioned a job. What do you do?
You'll have to jot me down as unemployed. Father seemingly put all his prodigy making into the first two. Ran out of steam with me, so my career prospects have never been as grand.
Yet you live quite the high life in London. Did your parents give you an allowance?
Yes, but I have others who help me along the way.
A boyfriend? I noticed that you aren't engaged or married.
Did you now? I picked up on you paying quite close attention to me. No boyfriend. Never have. They're not really my speed, so to speak.
So
Friends. I have friends. I can be very intimate with those in London who treat me well. Spoil me, in fact. I can get very affectionate when I'm spoiled. You see, the thing is with you Americans, you wear your emotions on your sleeves. It makes you very easy to read. I find it quite endearing.
I'm sorry, Heather. But you saying you've never had a boyfriend at this age is quite suspicious. Don't you think, Jazz?
Oh, Tim, I forgot you were there.
That rich women are rewarding your friendship with enough money to live the high life in London is frankly ridiculous. It's going to take a better story to fool me.
Tim.
Out with it. Who's the man who's supporting you? If you let us know now, we can carry on with our investigation.
Tim, could I speak to you for a moment, please?
Sure. Wait right there, ma'am. We'll be right back.
I eagerly await your return.
What you doing, Tim?
Investigating a murder? I think we've got our prime suspect right there.
What?
Well, think about it, right? The whole no boyfriends thing, that's obviously a lie. I mean, come on. So, I think, why would she lie about that? Well, what if her and her suitor have fallen on hard times in London, so he's convinced her to kill her father and claim the inheritance? You know how easy it is for women to be manipulated like that.
Oh, that well-known fact.
And it would explain why she's not telling us about him. Don't want the police to know about her suitor in lots of debt, because it would give her a clear motive.
Tim, I really appreciate that you are trying your best to figure this out.
Really? Thank you, it means a lot.
But you have missed something quite key about Heather.
Oh?
Oh God, how do I put this? Scientifically, her preferences are inverted.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. So that means she couldn't have a husband because...
You are just pretending to know what I'm saying, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So, Heather, instead of doing grown-up stuff with men, well, she likes to do that with other women.
What? Seriously? That's a thing? I thought that was made up.
Afraid not, Tim.
Should we arrest her then?
No, first of all, not technically illegal. Second of all, bad Tim. You can't just go around arresting people for things that are private.
I don't know. I think that's definitely something we can do.
Well, you shouldn't. It is not nice.
You're right, yeah. But I still think we should help her somehow. Get her to join a convent or something.
No, I wouldn't advise that. I knew someone who tried that, and being in a convent with other women doesn't exactly fix the sleep.
Jazz, dear, I'm afraid I'm getting a little tired. Long day. I wish to retire for the night. If you have any more questions, you could always join me. I'm sure Constable Tim wouldn't mind waiting for you to return. Just a moment.
Tim, you were right. We should help this poor lady. I just think that it should be another gal who explains to her how bad her deviancy is. I mean, a one-to-one kind of thing, a girl talk deal.
Right, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. My room's on the other side of the house, so it'll be very private.
If you insist.
Oh, good luck, Jazz! You've got this!
Thanks, Tim. Wow.
A cigarette?
No, thanks. I don't smoke.
Well, keep at it. It's not good to give up on things.
That's something my mother always used to say.
Oh, Lord. Don't say I remind you of your mother. It's not the kind of pillow talk one wants to hear.
God. No, that is not what I meant. You don't. That would be weird.
You think? Well, I did have this one friend who liked to dress up as her mother and then have me dress up as her. I was never quite sure how to psychoanalyze that one.
I didn't need to know that. I could have gone my whole life without knowing that, actually.
So you wish to know a girl's body but not their story? How's that meant to make me feel?
Wait, are you toying with me?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've done this with a lot of other women then?
What tipped you off?
Well, I mean, you are obviously experienced.
Oh, you do say the most romantic things.
I'm sorry, I'm bad at this.
Don't beat yourself up. Yes, I've had many friends in my time who enjoy a little more than just my company. What about you? How's the Boston scene? Any rich widows I should know about for a potential visit?
I'm sorry, I wouldn't know.
But you've obviously done this before.
Yes, but just the not the gold digging part.
Harsh. But I'll let it slide. It is technically true.
I just don't think I have the head for that kind of life.
More for me then. You mentioned. You close?
I care for her.
I and not we care for each other. I think we've all been there.
Listen, could we just talk about something else, please?
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Well, did you have any recurring dreams when you were little? Nightmares, perhaps?
Anything but this petty busy.
No, I'm serious.
Why?
I don't know. I think it could be helpful to my case.
Well, if you insist. Yes. I'm sure I did, but don't most kids?
Maybe. What were yours about?
Oh, I don't really remember. I think I was being shouted at or chased, maybe. I think there was a man.
Hang on. Did he look like this?
Okay, that's actually really weird. Who is he?
Jacob Gray.
Oh, the man you're here to find out about. Must have been 3 when I died. No idea the guy was haunting my nightmares. How did you?
I didn't. I knew you wouldn't remember him properly, but I thought that you might remember him subconsciously.
Well, my subconscious has a very negative opinion of the man. Maybe I was being haunted. Wait, is this a ghost investigation? Are you a psychic?
Don't be silly. Spirits go to either heaven or hell. God didn't give him a third option.
No idea you're so dull about all this stuff.
Sorry, it's my mother speaking through
Can we
me.
please not talk about your mother while I'm naked?
Right, yeah, sorry. Speaking of, I should get dressed.
Oh, we didn't even get to snuggle.
I'm sorry. Thanks for the help, though.
Oh, no, don't call it that. It makes me sound like a prostitute, which I'm not. I don't think.
No, not like that. I mean with the picture and the dreams. I'm just gonna go. Hey, am I the poorest person you've ever slept with?
Possibly. Just because I'm a homosexual doesn't mean I don't like to be spoiled like a princess. I contain multitudes.
Do you have any 7s?
What? We're playing blackjack.
Oh, I thought we were playing solitaire.
You mean
Are we playing Go Fish?
No, that's the game you thought we were playing.
Not solitaire.
Well, that's a one-player game, Dylan.
I thought we were playing together.
Yes, we are. We're playing blackjack.
Oh. Would you rather play Go Fish?
Sure. You got any sevens?
Should have seen that one coming. Ah! The lady of the hour finally returns. You've been so cruel to leave Tim here. He's been like a lost puppy for the last 2 hours.
No, I've not. I can do things on my own.
Oh, great. So you've kept working on the case then?
Oh, yeah. I've been really getting into it.
Dylan, I need to speak to Constable Tim.
Oh, say no more. I will leave you to detecting. But first, look at this.
So did you finish with Heather?
What?
Did you finish interviewing Heather?
Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely.
Great, okay. Right, so what we're thinking? Is the case finally starting to make sense?
I'm gonna be honest, Tim. Things are really weird around here.
Well, duh. Murders aren't normal.
Yes, but it's more than that. I mean, this family, the eldest two are prodigies who are well-respected members of society, whereas the youngest two are just normal rich kids with no direction at all.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that scream weird to you?
Surely we already know the reason that Thomas decided to stop doing his crazy, harsh teaching thing. Ain't that it?
Yeah, but why the change of heart? I mean, did Jacob Gray's death really affect him that much? Did Isaac really convince him to stop?
Well, obviously, it had a big impact on him. He kept his photo all these years and his weird little cross thingy.
Yeah, but does that seem at all like him to you?
Men are complicated. Like my grandpa Paul. Hated my grandma, but he loved her as well, you know what I mean?
Tim, I do not have time to unpack that. Look, we just need to focus. Was that the kind of man that Thomas really was?
Well, you met him, was he?
I guess. I only met him for a short while. We exchanged letters, I guess.
And what was he like?
Honestly, not at all what I imagined. I mean, this flower pot, for example. Why is it so tacky?
Oh, I think it looks alright.
No, it is really tacky. It throws off the rest of the space.
No, but it's very fancy.
Too fancy. I mean, Thomas, he was a part of the elite. We know this. But it's too.
It's what?
It's the kind of thing that a poor person would think that a rich person would have. I mean, you see it all the time in Boston. These self-made men fill their houses with trash. Trash like that.
So what? What does any of that actually mean?
I think it means that the man who died today wasn't Thomas Mill. I think the man that died today was Jacob Gray.
Okay, let me get this straight. So, Jacob Gray, the Irish guy that died 22 years ago, also died today.
No, it was Thomas Mill who died 22 years ago. Jacob Gray died today. They swapped places.
Chaz, are you sure you're not having an episode?
Think about it, it makes sense.
None of this makes any sense. What you're saying is crazy. That Jacob Gray has secretly been living the life of Thomas Mill for the last 2 decades and nobody's noticed.
Well, who would notice? I mean, it's like Isaac said, Thomas was a recluse. He never left the grounds. They didn't have any staff. I mean, who would actually notice?
I guess nobody, but it's still a wacky conclusion to come to.
No, but but it's screaming at me. Can't you hear it? The way that Isaac and Sally, they talk about their father from long ago, compared to now, where they called him their old dad or old man. I mean, it's deafening. They even call him different things, for God's sake.
It is weird. I get your point. But what are you trying to say? That Elizabeth and this fake Thomas secretly killed the real Thomas? I mean, I thought they had rock-solid alibis.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Thomas and Elizabeth were at the party before he was killed. I've read their testimonies 100 times.
Why so many?
Oh, for my research. And I can be a little obsessive, I guess.
Well, you don't say. Sorry, carry on.
I kept going over the case to see if there was anything that I'd maybe missed. But then things kept falling out of place. I mean, I kept imagining that I was there on that night. Listen, I'm a local. This is a local gathering. I am among the well-to-do members of the town. I mean, there might be children running around. I'm nervous. I mean, we all are. Thomas Mill, he's coming to this one. He doesn't usually come to these things. He's a recluse. But he's coming. Then they arrive. Thomas, he walks in with Elizabeth by his side. He comes in and he shakes everyone's hands and he introduces himself to everyone. He is not what I imagined, so lively. Elizabeth is friendly, but quiet. But Thomas, he is the life of the party to everyone's surprise. Then a little bit of time passes and he starts checking the clock. He looks from the clock and back to his watch. Someone asks if he's okay. He says he's fine. Everything's fine. It's just that Jacob said that he would have been here half an hour ago. He looks concerned, but he shrugs it off. He says that Jacob is usually late to these kind of things. Then a little bit more time passes and he starts checking the clock again. It's 6:30, he says. I should probably go out and make sure that Jacob hasn't gotten lost. So he goes. Elizabeth, she stays and we make small talk with her. Half an hour passes and Thomas, he comes barging back through the door. He looks panicked. This was it. Jacob Gray is dead, he says. He found him in the grounds by his house. He's been stabbed. It's all action now. He asks if anyone knows whether there are any police on patrol here around 7 p.m. There aren't. He decides to go to the police station himself. Elizabeth is in shock. Someone has to help her upstairs so she can go and lie down.
So why couldn't it have been them then?
Not enough time. It was a long walk to the body. Jacob, he would have had to find Thomas, stab him, and then hide the murder weapon. The sergeant said that every second is accounted for. I think that the quote was, if it was him, we have a new Olympic runner on our hands.
I still think it's a bit too much to count him out. All he had to do was sprint there, stab him, and then sprint back. I think I could do that. On a good day.
And, Constable Tim, where would you hide the weapon? It was never found. He went straight to the police station where he was searched, and so was the route that he took. He had no place or time to lose the weapon.
Okay, but if it couldn't have been him, and it couldn't have been her, then why are you so caught up in the story?
It's a little thing. In those testimonies, I mean, he pointed the time out to everyone when he left and came back. I mean, you know, that might not be out of the ordinary for him, but to me it seemed like he was, I don't know, planting seeds. He wanted everyone to know that it couldn't have been him.
That is odd. Oh, balls. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, that... Now we're trying to solve the murder.
We were already trying to solve the murder.
One murder. We had one unsolved murder. Now we've got 2 unsolved murders. I was really hoping by this point in the night we'd be at 0 unsolved murders. We're going in the complete opposite direction.
But this is great. Don't you see?
No, Chaz. I really don't see what's so great about this situation.
No, look, we were stuck with the most recent murder. No idea what happened with that. But maybe if we can solve the old murder, it could help us figure out what happened with the recent one.
But surely we already know who killed him. Because, think about it, if they did do this switcheroo, then the whole family had to be in on it.
No, not necessarily. Heather was only 3.
Oh yeah. I suppose that counts Dylan out as well, because he wasn't even born yet. Wait a minute. Does that mean he's not even Thomas's real son?
No, that would be very unlikely. Would Sally have been in on it? I mean, she was only 11.
Oh, surely not, but she had to have known.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, it's Elizabeth, Isaac, and Jacob. How does that help us?
We don't know that. I mean, they could have been covering something up. But if we can figure out what happened exactly, it could help us solve the more recent murder and find out who really killed Jacob.
How can you be so sure?
I mean, think about it. This revelation has already helped us make so much progress with the case. I mean, what is the big thing that we were missing with this murder?
Any sense of what happened?
A motive. But if Thomas was actually Jacob, then that changes everything.
Maybe it was for revenge. Yes, yeah, revenge. Okay, so you read Sally's notes. I spoke to her. She misses her father. She wants her revenge.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense. Wait, could that also mean that Heather could have done it?
Heather, the nice one. Did she really seem like someone with murder on the mind?
No.
Then what makes her a suspect?
It was the way that she struck me as a liar. I think she was lying to me. She was hiding something.
If you say so. I suppose it could also be Elizabeth. I mean, she has already killed one husband.
We don't know that, but yes, it does seem like a hard habit to drop.
Exactly. Like, my granddad, Paul, always suspected that my grandma was trying to kill him. He'd eat at the pub every night just to be safe.
And Isaac? I mean, maybe he was involved and regretted what he did. Although that doesn't sound a lot like Isaac to me.
Maybe he was trying to shut him up. God, what if he wants to shut us up too?
Don't worry, Tim. It's been 22 years. They haven't told anyone yet. Why would they do it now?
Well, surely it can't be Dylan, right? I mean, if Jacob actually is his real dad, then why would he want to kill him?
I don't know. I guess he could have found out that his whole life was a lie. I mean, he is a bit dramatic. Mentally unstable, even.
Are we safe from nobody in this house? Is everybody here a murder suspect?
They always have been, Tim.
It feels so much more real now they've all got motives.
My revolver's missing.
What?
I keep a revolver in my suitcase. Someone's gone through my things and taken it.
Oh God. Oh God. This is bad. This is really bad. So someone in the house is armed.
It would seem that way.
Oh God, no. All right, remain calm.
We are remaining calm, Tim.
No, that's for me.
Come on, Tim, you're a police officer. Act like it.
You're right. Isaac, do you have a licence back on?
I really think we have more pressing matters than gun licenses.
Avoiding the question, I see.
Isaac, are there any more weapons in the house?
Apart from the revolver, there's a shotgun in the shed.
And is there any way to get to that without going outside?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so as long as we keep everyone inside, then everything will be fine. Oh, and I found a revolver in Thomas's office drawer. I'll go and get that now. Wait here, I'll be right back.
Great, thanks. Big fan of not having another gun on the loose.
You have a weapon.
Me? No. They don't even let me touch the batons yet.
Ah. And yet you're leading a murder investigation.
Well, you know how it is.
I thought I did. But sounds like the opposite of how it should work.
Must be a budget thing.
Listen, I don't think it's safe here with a missing gun on the loose. I mean, can you imagine the ramifications for you with a civilian helping you if anything were to happen to her?
Well, I don't know that I thought about that necessarily.
Well, you should. This isn't a game.
I know. Well, I don't know, but I know. I just...
Here you go. You need to keep hold of this.
Great, thanks. Is it loaded?
Jesus Christ, Tim! No, it's thankfully not loaded.
Well, with a missing gun on the loose, excuse me, but I'm going to go and take care of my mother. Best of luck with your investigation, officer. Thank you.
So what now?
I'm not sure. I mean, at least everyone's safe, I guess. I mean, Elizabeth should be with Isaac by now. And Heather, she's on the opposite side of the house, so thankfully should be safe. Do you think that you could go and find Dylan for me?
You mean Sally?
Sorry. No. Dylan.
I'm confused. I'm just gonna go.
Thank you. Shit.
Found a Chaz.
I don't know why you wish to speak to me again. I've answered all your questions already.
Oh, I'm afraid there's still plenty more to come. Don't worry though, should all be over soon.
Oh. Sally. There you are. This should only take a moment.
I should hope so. It's very late and the mind requires rest.
Look, I need to ask you about Jacob Gray the night that he died.
I'll do my best, but I was only 11, so I might not be able to remember any specifics.
Okay. What do you remember? I mean, in Tim's notes, you called that day formative.
The event was formative. How could it not be? Everything changed afterwards.
Yeah, well, yes. Were you in the house that day?
Yes, I had work set for me by Father. I was in my room making my way through it.
And were you home alone?
I suppose I must have been. Elizabeth and the old man were at that party, not that I knew it at the time. Jacob must have set off at some point, never to make it.
Did he mention the party to you?
No, I believe I found out about the party much later. It wasn't the sort of thing my family used to do.
So no one mentioned to you what happened the night he died?
No, I had to figure it out by myself.
So you pieced it together much later then?
Yes, I guess we've got that in common.
Sally, do you remember when Isaac got home?
Not the time, God no, but I remember he did at some point. Someone came in such a rush and it made enough noise I could hear them from my room. I suppose it must have been Isaac. That's who the police found sitting in the living room.
But you didn't see him.
I was doing my work. I hadn't finished yet.
Of course. And how soon was this after Jacob left?
Can't have been much long after, but I'm afraid details like that are rather fuzzy.
Thank you. And can I ask your personal opinions on Jacob?
About Jacob. Well, I did respect him, in a way. No, I did. He was a good man, despite it all. I believe he cared deeply about us.
Yes, that definitely sounds like the case.
Yes, well, no point dwelling on it.
And Isaac's relationship with him, what do you know about that? They seemed close?
That's putting it mildly. Isolated in the house together, they became best friends despite the age difference. A dynamic duo. God, they annoyed me growing up.
But you and Jacob never had the same relationship.
Far from it. Jacob was a tedious man. I have no idea what mother saw in him.
Your mother? Oh, yes, of course. Elizabeth and Jacob must have been close. I think Elizabeth mentioned something like that.
Yes, well, stuck alone in the house together. It would make sense they would become friends.
Yes, of course. So your mother and your father, did they spend as much time together back then as her and Jacob? I mean, from what I saw earlier, they seemed inseparable.
Yes. Well, way back then, my father did have difficulties showing the basic emotions one would tend to expect.
That must have been difficult for you.
I overcame it.
But do you not have any resentment?
Look, I don't know what Isaac has told you about his so-called tragic upbringing, but don't take it all at face value. We were prodigies. Yes, that was hard. Yes, that wasn't much of a childhood. But look at us. Look at what we've done. My father pushed me further than anyone else ever has. I never got a, oh, that's so impressive for a woman to do, or maybe someday I'll keep up with the boys, from him. He expected me to be just as good as my brother and told me to strive to be better. I thrived under that environment, but I've never experienced it since, and I miss it. I miss it so much.
Sally,
No, shut it. I'm not doing any more of this. I'm going back to my room.
Well, hang on, you
No,
can't
Tim,
just...
let her go.
How rude. And she said she was raised fine. You alright, Chaz?
Yeah, did you not notice?
What? Did I not notice what?
Listen, are you at all cold in here?
No. I suppose, under the circumstances, I'm actually quite cosy.
Then why was Sally wearing a coat?
She must have been boiling in that. So why?
Big pockets. Only thing I can think of.
Oh, God, no, wait. You mean she's got Isaac's gun?
Maybe, but... yeah, if I was a betting girl.
And you did that whole interview knowing that she was armed.
Well, look, Tim, we need to solve this case, otherwise we are not safe here.
Well, surely it's her then. If she's got the gun.
I mean, not necessarily. She could be protecting herself from the real killer.
Or she's about to go on a rampage and kill everyone involved in the real Thomas's killing.
Oh, God,
You heard how she spoke about her old man. She was 11 then, couldn't have done anything about it. And now, she's already killed Jacob. She'll be after Elizabeth and Isaac next. She might even do in Heather or Dylan just for good measure.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Tim, I need you to go and make sure that everyone in the family is safe. Can you do that for me?
Got it.
Fresh mud.
Is everything all right, dear?
Elizabeth, I'm sorry, aren't you meant to be with Isaac? He said he was coming to find you.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while. Should he have been?
No, it's fine. Listen, do you know whose boots these are?
Oh, those are definitely Dylan's. You can tell because they're much smaller than all his siblings, even the girls.
Does he take after his father then?
That is a very crude question.
No, I really just mean foot size.
Oh, well then yes, he does.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. The genes are weird. Maybe his grandparents had widely different foot sizes or something.
I guess so. I'm sorry, my dear, but I must go rest now.
Oh, you're still up.
Yeah, hi. Why wouldn't I be?
It's late, that's why. It's almost 4 in the morning.
It is. I must have lost track of time.
God, you really don't turn off, do you?
No, I guess not. What are you doing up?
Chas, dear. You're a smart girl, but you can say some really stupid things. My dad died this evening. Don't think I'm going to sleep properly for a while.
Oh gosh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I tend to read when I'm stressed. Keep going until I exhaust myself out and fall asleep with the pages spread across my face.
That sounds nice. Wait. So why are you down here?
Oh, we moved over to a new electrical grid last year. The new lights don't play nice with the old wires. Ones in my room especially, they keep cutting out. I was just about to head outside to try and sort the fuse box out.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
See you in a bit.
Bye. Shit, she doesn't know that Dylan already took the...
Dylan took what?
Shit! Isaac, do not sneak up on me like that!
Seems we're getting quite jumpy. I get it. You've had a stressful day. Maybe you should think about getting some sleep. At an inn.
Thanks for the concern, Isaac, but I still have questions that I need answers to.
You certainly are determined. Have you asked any of these questions to Dylan?
No, I haven't seen him in a while.
Neither have I. I assume you'll also want to ask them to me.
Yes. I want to know more about the night that Jacob Gray died.
And here I thought you'd read the police reports.
I have. They have you as the prime suspect.
That they did. You must also know they had to drop that theory.
Yes. You had an alibi.
I assume you know it.
Yes, I do. I've read it many times, actually. I want to hear it from you.
As you wish. The day he died, I was heading home from a trip away. They checked the train tickets and got many eyewitnesses. Before heading home, I'd arranged to meet an acquaintance for a game of poker. Having gone straight there from the station, I arrived home at 7 o'clock. Found no one was here to greet me, so I relaxed in the living room. Not long after, the police arrived, who explained to me the situation before briskly bringing me in for questioning.
So it couldn't have been you because you got home after the body was found.
That's what the police eventually realised. You can't stab someone from a distance.
Lucky you got home at 7. I mean, an hour earlier, and that wouldn't have given you an alibi.
Or I might have heard something and been able to stop him from being killed. If that's the case, it's quite unlucky I didn't arrive an hour earlier.
I guess so.
Well, I fail to see how any of this has helped you, so if you'll excuse me, I should really...
Did you win? The poker game. Did you win it?
This was 22 years ago.
Yes, but surely you've gone through your alibi many, many times. Surely you know.
Well, no one's asked me that detail before. I did win. Quite a bit, actually.
He was a bad poker player?
Terrible. The man couldn't bluff to save his life. I felt bad in the end, said we'd call it a game for fun. Left with a wallet no heavier than when I arrived.
getting on the good side of someone who would later be your alibi. Although you wouldn't have known it at the time.
No, I wouldn't. Anyway, it wouldn't have done me any good. He was an honest man. Some would call him pious to the point of stupidity. I could have won his house off him and he'd still have given me an alibi.
Wait, so you called him an acquaintance, and yet you knew he was an honest man?
We weren't friends, if that's what you're getting at. This is the first time we've done anything like this.
I mean, it's fine. It's just, I mean, if I needed an alibi, I think that would be a very creative way of doing it.
Like you said, it couldn't have been me. Why would I need to prove where I was?
I don't know! But for some fucking reason, you, Elizabeth, and Jacob all wanted the world to know that it couldn't have been you that killed him!
Did you just say Jacob? What the fuck was that?
It must have been Heather. She's out trying to fix the fuse box. What are you holding?
Shit! Chaz! It's not safe here! You shouldn't be here! This isn't what it looks like! You shouldn't be sticking your nose where it doesn't belong!
Isaac, what are you screaming about?
Dylan! What the hell are you doing here?
What am I doing? What are you doing? Put that gun down before you kill someone.
Someone's already been killed!
You don't know that.
Come on, Dylan, I know you don't believe that either.
Isaac, what are you going on about?
I saw your boots. I know you've armed.
Isaac, calm the hell down.
I'm not gonna calm down. I'm not gonna let anyone else hurt this family. We need to get that woman out of here.
Isaac, you're not making any sense.
But I am, Dylan. Everything I did for you, for him, for this family. She's ruining everything.
You would sound a lot less crazy if you weren't screaming with a gun in your hand.
Fine. Fine. Play dumb like you always do. Just don't get in my way.
Isaac, for fuck's sake. There we go. It's a bit more homely now.
Tim, is that you?
Chaz, where are you?
Oh, thank God it's you.
What are you doing in the coat cupboard?
It's Isaac. He's got a gun. I think he tried to shoot me.
Oh God, that's a bit much.
You're telling me this is fucking insane. Oh God, I'm panicking.
Oh, do you need me to get you some water or anything?
No, just stay here. I just need to lie down.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with the electricity. I'm going to try and get a fire going, get some light. So, Sally and Isaac are armed now.
Yeah, and Dylan.
Dylan? The weird one.
Tim, could you not? Yes, the weird one.
Crazy. And he seems so nice. Where did he get a gun from?
His boots were muddy. He must have got it from the shed.
Oh, God. What if this turns into a shootout? I'm going to be honest, Chaz, I don't know how to use a gun. I'll be useless in that situation.
It's fine. Everything is fine. I just need to figure out what happened with this case, and everything will be fine.
I don't see how that's going to help us not get shot.
No. Just think about it. If I solve the case, then everything will slot together, and I'll have won.
Okay, Chaz. As much as I have faith in your ability to slot it all together, you've been going non-stop for the last... When did you get here?
Like 5 p.m. It was a long journey.
Well, it's 5 in the morning now. You need some sleep.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
We've got 3 guns on the loose. That might happen soon for us.
Not if we solve the mystery.
Chaz, I just think that we need to think about getting out of here.
No! Fuck you, Timothy! We are this close to figuring it out!
We can figure it out somewhere safe.
No, but what if they start shooting each other? Do you really want that on your conscience?
I guess not, no.
Look, I need a little bit more information. I know I am close. There must be a detail that I'm missing.
Why do you think that?
Well, think about it. I mean, none of this makes sense.
And this detail is gonna help tell you who killed Jacob Gray.
Yes. Maybe. I don't know.
Listen, Chaz, I am struggling to share your confidence.
Well, this negativity is not helping.
But there's so much we don't know. Like, do we even know that everyone in the family was in on the plan to kill Thomas Mill?
No,
What if, for example, it was all Jacob, but he somehow forced the rest of the family to go along with it?
Well, that wouldn't make any sense considering everything else we know.
Well, what about the opposite? What if Sally and Isaac had him hushed like a prisoner to them?
That wasn't the dynamic at all.
I'm sorry, I'm not being much help. I was the only person who didn't meet the guy. He sounded nice.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. He was nice.
Wait, he was nice. Tim, you're a genius.
Oh, well, I tried.
Tim, I need you to do me a massive favor. I need you to go to Thomas's office and get one of his old diaries from around the time the murder happened. Is that okay?
Okay, what are you going to do?
There's something I've got to get.
Put the gun down.
Ladies first.
I'm not playing games, Isaac. Did you really think you could get away with this?
I did. For a while. I'll admit that.
You're so fucking arrogant. You always have been. Even when I did better than you, knew more than you, learned faster than you, you always thought you were better than me.
I was a better shot, at the very least.
Oh, so you do remember something from our childhood.
I remember it. I wouldn't call it a childhood.
Wouldn't you? Is that why you felt okay with taking mine away from me?
I gave you a childhood. I gave you a father who actually loved you.
Don't you dare mention him.
Sally, you know Thomas wasn't a good man. How can you even miss him?
Do you know what it was like? I was 11. No one told me what was happening. The police didn't speak to me. I just had to go on like everything was okay. I didn't get to mourn him. You took that from me.
I did what I had to do.
You did whatever you damn well wanted. You didn't care who had to be killed to get it.
You think I wanted this? You think I wanted any of this? Everything I've done to keep the family safe.
You've certainly done that in a strange way.
Sally, please, stop this. The family is safe. That's all that matters.
You don't get to decide what matters anymore. What matters is that sins don't go unpunished.
Sins? You think you're some kind of executioner of justice? That's deranged.
Father always had high hopes for me. I think he'd find it fitting.
I don't care what you want. Not anymore. The killing stops. Now.
Not just yet. One more death. Hopefully this one will put everything right.
I don't want to do this, but I will.
I knew you would. Anything to save your skin.
Oh, hello, how are you two? Oh, shit!
Heather.
What the hell are you two doing?
Is that a trick question?
It does seem rather self-explanatory.
Well, then stop! Everyone calm down!
I'm calm.
I've been calmer, I'll admit.
Please, put the guns down. I'm sure this is all a misunderstanding.
Afraid not. I understand everything perfectly.
Oh, I suppose there is a first thing time for everything.
Do you really want your last words to be so petty, Isaac?
Always figured they would be.
Isaac, don't do this. Put the gun down.
Why do you think this is on me? I'd much rather we both put the guns down.
Sorry. Sally, don't do this. Put the gun down.
I'm afraid that's not going to happen. This is something I have to do.
You teach ethics? Don't they say murder is bad in that?
There's surprisingly little agreement on that.
That's stupid. Surely murder is bad should be lesson 1.
It is more complicated than that. There's something called just war theory.
I am not shoot you.
Don't bother, this doesn't concern you.
Excuse me, I'd say it definitely concerns me. You are my sister, he is my brother. Ergo, it concerns me.
Heather, get out of here. I don't want you to get hurt.
Stop treating me like a child!
I promised the old man I would protect you.
You dare bring up promises? Promises to him of all people.
Heather, just go, please.
Heather, leave. You don't know what's happening.
I'm not stupid. I know he wasn't my real dad.
You do?
Known for years. Living here, the things you two say practically get screamed at me. So don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, because I do. I know he was still my dad. He still raised me. His family for both of you as well. You both loved him, didn't you? Please. He wouldn't want this. Look, I don't know what happened to him, but I know he could never hate either of you enough to want you dead. He would want the killing to stop. Please. I don't want to lose any more of my family.
She's right. Sally, please. I don't want to do this.
I just miss him. I miss him so much, and now Jacob is gone. And I never got to tell him. I never got to tell him that despite everything, I still cared about him. I don't think he knew. I think he died, not knowing.
He knew. I know he did. That didn't need to be said.
Oh, guys! God, who brought down the mood in here? What have you got there?
Oh, just some biscuits. You guys want some?
No, I mean, what have you done with the shotgun?
The shotgun? Who put me in charge of the shotgun?
Well then, why are your boots muddy?
I go for walks when I'm stressed. Sue me.
But then, who has the... Whoa!
Oh, well, I'm supposing you're all wondering why I gathered you here.
Chaz, old pal, isn't this a tad dramatic?
I had a very long day, Dylan, and I think this is just the right amount.
Come on, now. Put the gun down. Don't you even know how to use one of those things?
Isaac, be careful, she is an American.
You should listen to your brother, Isaac. Are you sure I don't know how to use this Winchester M97? Wonderful. Now, if you could all kindly drop your weapons to the floor. Now at least I can relax a little.
Couldn't you have found a way of disarming my family with a little more decorum? One that didn't involve pointing a shotgun at all of us. Would have been ideal. You did know which of us had guns, I assume. You could have just asked us all to be here. Had you let me know what they were up to, I could have reprimanded them myself. Could have avoided all this thing.
No! Zip it! Do you not know why you're all here? I mean, you want to know what happened, don't you?
You mean you figured it out? You know who killed Dad?
You can't mean that.
Don't bullshit me, you don't know anything.
Oh, don't I? I mean, I didn't. I didn't for a long time. I mean, yes, the revelation that it was actually Thomas that died all of those years ago and not Jacob, well, that was a start.
Wait, what?
Dylan, I'm gonna need you to shut up for like 10 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Nothing else clicked together. I had 2 murders on my hands. I mean, who killed the real Thomas all of those years ago, and who would want to kill Jacob after 22 years? None of it made any sense. You all had the perfect alibis. I mean, how could it have been any of you? But then I realized something. I realized what you'd all been telling me about who Thomas was. He was a man of immense commitment to his routine. Something you would have all known. Something that gave you a way to escape without being caught, Isaac.
It's nonsense.
Maybe. But I think that when Tim brings me his notebook, I'll have exactly what I need.
Jazz, I found one.
Finally.
Is that a shotgun?
Go away, Tim. I'm hoping that this should shed some light on my theory. July 11th, Friday, went for a walk at 7 p.m. July 18th, Friday, went for a walk at 7 p.m. July 16th, August 6th, October 22nd, 7 p.m. walk. Every Friday, your father would head out for a walk without fail. Something you would have known. Something you, Elizabeth, and Jacob would have known.
You don't know what you're saying.
Isaac,
No, but I do know what I'm saying. That was the plan. Oh, how could it have been you when he was killed at 6:45 and you didn't leave your friend's poker night until 7 p.m.? A friend you didn't know too well, but specifically knew was an honest man. I mean, how could it have been Jacob if he didn't have the time to hide the murder weapon? How? Because he wasn't found at 6:45. Jacob never found his body. He only ran back to the house to show that he had found it, but he hadn't actually. And you knew exactly where he would be, which gave you enough time to find him, kill him, wander on home, and hide the murder weapon. You worked together to get the perfect alibis.
You say all this like you figured out who he was. But you didn't. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking at me like this. You'd understand why he had to...
Why? Why you had to kill him?
Yes! But I didn't do it for me. I did it for my mother. The way he treated her, I couldn't. But it was my idea. She had no choice but to go along with it.
Oh, and she did go along with it. She went along with everything, even her new marriage to Jacob. You couldn't have made her do that, Isaac. You loved Jacob, didn't you, Elizabeth?
that's what I've told you this whole time. I loved him all these years and always will.
But you also love your family.
Of course I do. What mother wouldn't?
I don't think you give yourself enough credit, ma'am. I mean, yes, Every mother loves her children, but you would do anything to protect them, even put yourself in harm's way. I mean, that's why you went along with Isaac's plan. It was to protect him. Oh God, I was so stupid. I mean, sometimes people really do wear their heart on their sleeve. I mean, you all showed me exactly who you were when I first met you. Of course, it wasn't Dylan who took the shotgun from this shed. It's fucking Dylan.
I don't even know how to use one of those.
Why did you do it, Elisa? You really are quite a cute, aren't you?
But he regretted it all these years, didn't he? Even though killing Thomas meant that he saved you and Isaac, he regretted it. God, he even regretted fleeing from Boston. He wanted to make up for that in some way, but that's why he let me stay here. He was going to tell me everything, wasn't he?
He had such a kind soul. The things we had to do that night never left him. They wore him down every day. He often took trips to Ireland just so he could confess everything to another priest. Even if he knew it was the right thing to do, I don't think he believed God would forgive him. But I just think he never forgave himself. His new name every day was a reminder of his sin. It didn't help. I saw it in his eyes. The story of a long-lost daughter he'd abandoned. Something snapped in him at that moment. No more lying. I must face the consequences.
So you killed him.
I couldn't let him. It wouldn't just be us to face the gallows, but also Isaac and maybe even Sally if they thought she was involved. God, she was only 11. I couldn't let that happen to my children.
So you stabbed him, and then what? Wait, no.
I realised I would have to kill the man I loved. I was ready to face the consequences. I was happy to face the gallows if it meant it would only be me, but then he...
Then he fell on the poker himself.
He made it look like an accident to protect you.
One last act of foolish kindness. It was so much like him. But it was his last request to me in a way, so I played along.
God, he really loved you, didn't he?
I tried to keep up the act even after you knew it was murder. I hope he's not disappointed in my performance. Please, Chaz, please. It was me who killed Jacob, and I should be the only one to pay for what happened to Thomas. Isaac was only 18, too young to understand. Please, just hand me over to the police and I'll go quietly. Just don't hurt my family.
Tim?
You know, still can't believe she did it.
Yeah, it was a wild motive.
Not even that. Can't believe she turned herself in. Do you think they'll hang her for it?
I don't know. If I was a betting girl, but I don't think that anyone would bet against me on that one.
That's certain then.
Well, I guess. But she did evade the police for 22 years. I mean, that's got to count for something, right?
Except for Isaac. He goes free.
that he does. Unless we do something.
I guess. I mean, he did kill his dad.
Is that ever really something that you can get away with?
I don't know. Do you think you could prove it? I'm going to be honest, Chaz, I don't know that this would get through a jury.
I don't know. I mean, we have Thomas's diaries. I think that with Isaac knowing everything that he knew, I could definitely convince a jury that it was possible.
But not to convict.
No. I mean, according to the history books, this is the real Jacob Gray. I know plenty of people in Boston who know this isn't him. Maybe they would testify?
You think they'd come all the way here just for that?
Yeah, I do actually. They're spiteful people.
So you've got a case. See what happens to them now?
I mean, I guess, but you could go to the police.
I followed your lead so far. It's only fair I follow you on this one as well.
Thanks, Tim. Was that the right thing to do?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably.
Thanks, Tim.
So, what now?
Now? Oh God, I didn't think that far ahead. I guess I'll go back to Boston. I mean, I can't exactly stay here.
Cutting your trip short then.
I guess. I mean, I did get everything I came here for, and then some. I'll get the first train to the harbor and then get on the first boat to Boston. Hopefully I'll get some sleep on the journey.
Well, Chaz, I'm gonna miss you.
Me too, Tim.
Not so fast!
We're coming with you.
What?
We're coming with you to Boston! Surprise!
Again, what?
It's Betty. We're coming with you to see Betty.
Betty, why?
God, you can be dense sometimes.
She's our sister. Our long-lost sister, in fact. I know Pa felt terrible about her being abandoned and all, so we thought we'd make that right. One last favour for him.
Figured we could still host Shova. The family she loves still exists. Even if Pa's not around anymore.
That's actually really lovely.
Oh, isn't it nice that even more enticing to you?
Oh, Heather told me everything, Jazz. You old dog, I never thought you had it in you.
I already think this is a bad idea.
Oh, pish posh, it'll be fun. How about we all get a luxury suite and party our way to Boston?
I've mainly just packed champagne, so that works perfect for me.
You are much less attractive around your brother.
Oh, no time like the present. Let's go!
A new adventure awaits into the wild and dangerous lands of Boston, Massachusetts.
Wow, this is going to be an interesting journey.
Wait, Chaz. Before you go. Thanks again for everything.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without all of your help. Good luck with the job, by the way. Hopefully the saw will keep them off your back for a little while.
God, I hope so. And good luck taking care of those two as well.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need it. See you around, Tim.
See you around.